Hi, this is Naroki5. I am going to be doing this until I die or I find something better to do. So please help me achieve this personal and, I think, noble objective by contributing to my Patreon or Subscribe Star. Link is down below. Every little bit helps. Thank you very much. How's it going? This is Naroki5 if you haven't figured that out yet. We did a video recording a couple months ago, and before the show I was commenting about Best Buy and how none of the almost no white faces at the Best Buy in South Ed Common. South Ed Common Best Buy. So with all of the stuff coming out about Best Buy, I thought it would be a really good idea to just do a quick run through the city of Edmonton here and find out is this just the United States where this is taking place, or are they being racist and literally have a non-white hiring policy, at least here in Edmonton? Now, I might go down to Calgary and do this as well, but I mean the current time as of this posting, I am doing this at 2:13 on Thursday, August 17th, 2:13 to 2:14 in the afternoon on Thursday, August 17th. This is a copy of the Edmonton Sun newspaper today, double stamped, so you can't claim that you can't claim that I'm lying about this. Yes, let's zoom right in here. Let's get the date. Let's just get the date for you. There, Thursday, August 17th. Same as the clock radio, same as the one on the other cell phone. Now, I'm going to hit all of the Best Buys in Edmonton. What I'm going to do is I'm going to circle around through all of them, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up to the door with the cell phone camera, and you're going to see me walk in. Then I'm going to turn the cell phone camera off, and I'm going to just simply walk the floor because I don't want to actually get myself potentially into legal trouble by filming anybody's face without their consent. But I'm going to walk through the store, and I'm just going to make a quick count of how many white faces versus non-white faces there are at each Edmonton store. Now, I might go and do this later on in the week with Calgary, but for right now, this is it. This is me time-stamping. The first store I'm going to is the Best Buy at South Ed Common. Yes, that is a siren in the background. Actually, that's a fire engine in the background. I live in a very busy area of the city, but yeah, if you think I want to actually tell you what part of the city I live in, well, go look at all my stuff and you can find out. Okay, so the time is currently 2:33 in the afternoon. I am at the Best Buy at South Ed Common. In a second, you'll see me. I will step out of the vehicle and I will basically do a panorama of the entire area, including the Best Buy. But just so you know, just wait for this car to get out of the way here. All right, this is the Best Buy in South Ed Common. Okay, and just so that we know that in case somebody tries to make the claim that I'm editing this and imposing stuff, here is the time. And of course, I will also once again show you the photo of the newspaper. Picking this up where I dropped this before. This is the photo of the newspaper. Okay, again, me manually zooming in on the sun. There we go. So now I am, since I somehow managed to stop the video the first time around, I am going to actually step out of the vehicle here. By the way, it is 31 degrees outside today. It is freaking hot. Maybe I should have waited until tomorrow when it was supposed to be a little bit cooler. Maybe it was going to be raining. But you know what? I finished doing what I needed to do earlier today. So I am going to just I'm doing this today. It's a nice warm day. Maybe stop off somewhere, get myself a lemonade, a coffee, you know, celebrate, reward myself for a job well done. But here is me stepping out of the vehicle. All right. Now, gonna do a panorama of there's the Geek Squad vehicles, obviously. There's the Geek Squad vehicles. Gonna do a panorama of South Ed Common. That way, once again, they cannot claim that it wasn't me. And from this point forward, I am gonna see me here. There's the Best Buy. Right, I'm gonna walk towards it. Pretty busy out here today. Like I said, it's screaming ass hot. Yeah, there's actually a Brinks truck off to my left here, who's fortunately decided to wait for me. Yeah, I have to pay a little bit more attention when I walk in. Okay, let me just take a look. Let me just do a quick thing. Yeah, oh, look at that. Everyone is welcome. What a wonderful idea. You know, apparently though, if you're white, you can't work at Best Buy. So yeah, here I am in the Best Buy. I'm gonna turn the camera off and I'm gonna do the walk around now, just to confirm the suspicions. Okay, so yeah, I have just left this particular Best Buy. Did a quick walkthrough. 22 of the 31 employees that I saw when I did a quick walkthrough of this store were not white. Okay, so that concludes it. Like I said, did a quick walkthrough once again. Okay, so here we go again. And once again, the timestamp on the phone, 2:46, and of course this. There we go. So 22 of 31. I'm going to mark that down on this particular at this particular location, and I'm going to go to another one. Okay, folks. So the next closest Best Buy is the one out at Sherwood Park Mall. It's about a 24-minute drive away. I will give you the timestamp when I get there. Current timestamp is 2:49 p.m. Okay, all right, we're gonna start out with, of course, the timestamp and the confirmation to confirm that I'm actually at the place that I say I'm at. Because again, right, you can't have people accusing me of faking stuff or editing stuff out. So yeah. All right, so the current time is 3:13 p.m. on Thursday, August 17th. Goddamn phone keeps blinking out on me, but sorry, 3:14. Here you go with the timestamps. And of course, the newspaper. All right. So yeah, I am at the Sherwood Park Mall. In a moment here, I'm going to step out of the vehicle and I'm going to walk towards the Sherwood Park Mall Best Buy. It is a smaller store, so I may attract some attention going in on this particular mall. But again, right, Same thing. I'm going to step out, going to do the panorama, and then I'm going to walk up to the front door, walk through the front entrance, and then the camera's going to go off. I will do a walk through the store, pretend that I'm looking for something, whilst just doing a quick kind of profile on the number of non-white versus white employees. Now, before anybody accuses me, I have to say this before I continue on with this, before anybody accuses me of being a white supremacist, I'm not white, actually. I'm Native American. But you know what? I never noticed race until the left started making it an issue. And I've been kind of lucky to a certain degree that because I don't happen to be white, I don't have to deal with this type of prejudice. But I mean, yeah, this Sherwood Park, by the way, is the suburbs. It's not actually in the city of itself, like I'm out in the suburbs. So if this particular store has a very high non-white employee ratio, there's definitely something to be concerned about. And oh yeah, it is still screaming ass hot. So yeah, here's me stepping out. Okay, so yeah, there it is. That's the Best Buy. Yeah, you can see it is clearly smaller than the one in Southwood Common. All right. Yeah, again, I'm going to do a panorama of the entire lot. And of course, you know, gonna make absolutely certain to zoom in on this particular thing here so that they will not be able to say that this is not Sherwood Park Mall. Okay. So yeah, here I am walking towards the Best Buy. As soon as I get inside the Best Buy, the camera's going to go off. But yeah, I just needed to confirm that I think it's really necessary for me to actually confirm that I walked into the Best Buy. Otherwise, again, right, I might be accused of, oh, you didn't walk into the Best Buy. Yeah, well, I did, and here's me with the video footage actually saying that I did. So yeah, we're getting really close here, looking around. Fairly busy here. There's people walking around. It's like I say, this is a fairly busy suburban mall. This guy's a big Trump fan. Like your sticker, man. Okay, I'm walking in. Right. Please around, and the camera's going on. Okay, this is me walking out of the store. Didn't take very long, but I can tell you specifically, 2 of the 3 employees in this store were East Indian. Not a particularly big store. It only took me about a minute or so to walk through. You know what? I'm gonna go grab myself a coffee while I'm here. But yeah, that guy's a big Trump supporter. That white truck there, good on him. Not that I'm a Trump supporter myself, but yeah, you know, this is the suburbs, right? I walked into the Best Buy here in Sherwood Park. 2 of the 3 employees that I saw on the floor, and it was a very small store in comparison to the one in South Ed Common. 2 of the 3 employees in the store weren't white, and there wasn't a single male to be found. Okay, so I stuck around Sherwood Mall for a little bit because I had to get something to eat. Didn't get a coffee. I'll probably do that at a later point. So the next place I'm going to be going to is the Best Buy up in Clairview. Clairview is going to be a little bit raucous, I'm having to imagine. I've had to do work up there of another nature a couple of times. There's a lot of vagrants in that neighborhood. There's a lot of stuff going on. The people who work at this Clairview shopping area tend to be much more alert because they've got so many vagrants wandering around in the area, and they got so much theft going on that they tend to be a little bit more attentive and alert. So if there's going to be a problem with this, what I'm doing today, it's going to happen here. Now, again, right, I'm going to do the old timestamp. It is currently 3:50 p.m. on Thursday, August 17th. And of course, you know, the newspaper, again, just simply double confirming it. I am turning this off and I'm headed over to Clairview. I will pick this up when I get to Clairview. God damn, it's hot. Okay, I am at the Best Buy in Clairview. The current timestamp that I've got on this is 4:11 p.m. Okay, and once again, you know, today's paper, in case there was any resolution about this. Okay, and this is the Best Buy. I will do the panorama in just a second. It's not as big as the one at South Ed Common. It is definitely bigger than the one in Sherwood Park. That rainbow "everyone is welcome" flag, that I'm gonna have to take a picture of that. Anyway, yeah, same deal. I'll do a panorama of the Clairview area just to prove that I was actually here, and then I will walk in, and then I will turn off the camera just to confirm it, and then I will do the quick walk around to confirm and do a head count. And then I will turn the camera back on as soon as I'm leaving. So anyway, here's the walkthrough. All right, first of all, let's do a quick panorama of the area. This is Clairview. If you don't know Edmonton at all, this area is notorious for vagrants and whatever. There's an LRT station about, I'd say, half a mile behind me and to my left. That would be the left side of the camera here. Lot of vagrants come up into this area. This area is insane. Like I say, I've worked security jobs in this particular mall area on multiple of occasions. This place is, maybe not so much during the day, but actually even during the day it can get pretty hairy here. But at night, that's a totally different story. And yeah, I've had to do this gig at night. There's the address. Okay, I'm gonna walk in now. Okay, hang around, and cameras. Okay, so I've exited that store. I counted 14 of 19 employees not white. Again, this is the location. Gonna do the panorama. All right, yes, so yeah, I am in Clairview. That is 14 of 19. Again, right, I'm noticing a trend here. Right, like the ratio of employees, at least on the floor of the stores so far, they really seem to be very hesitant about hiring non-whites. Here's what I did see at this particular store that I haven't seen at any of the other ones so far. They actually had a couple of African American employees. So far it's been mostly Indians, like as in Indians in the store. Most of them so far. I'm going to throw in a caveat here, and to the assholes that try to twist around what I'm saying to mean something that it doesn't, there are, in the minds of a lot of people in India, they do not consider themselves Caucasian, and when an actual truth is that, yeah, you are actually considered, but that does not mean that they're considered South Asian for the most part, so they're not considered white, even though they do fall under the Caucasian category. That being said, though, noticing a distinct lack of white faces at almost all the stores. Anyway, this is the time scanned. It is Come on, get me in focus here. 20 after 4. And once again, you know, today's newspaper with the date. Now, I believe that the next place I'm going to be going to is downtown, but stand by. Okay, I am downtown at the downtown Best Buy. Timestamp is 4:47 p.m. on August 17th. Again, there's the newspaper. There's the Best Buy. Again, I will stand around and I will do a panorama to prove, because Grant McEwen is off to my left, my right. There's a Canadian brew house. It used to be called Kaylee's. Now it's called Canadian Brew House, straight ahead of me, and you can actually see the Canadian Brew House. There's a Harvey's and a Mikado directly behind me, which you'll see. And like I say, I will do the panorama, same thing. I'll do the panorama and I'll hold the camera up around so that you can see around, to prove that I'm actually am where I say I am at the time that I say I am. I will walk into the Best Buy, and then of course the camera will go off, and I will do the same thing I've done at the previous three Best Buys so far. I will walk around and do a head count, and then turn the camera on when I come back out. So yeah, all right, so here I am, stepping out of the vehicle. Like I said, there's the Harveys. Yes, I am right in downtown Edmonton right now. Just west of downtown, that's Grant McEwen University over there. That is the Robin Health Fest section of Grant McEwen University. And going over that way is the brewery district, where I used to do my workouts before some chick who worked at the fitness place I was at decided that me talking to her was all about her and not about me just doing business. But anyway, yeah, here I am. I'm gonna walk straight up towards this Best Buy. I think this Best Buy is probably bigger than the one in Clairview, but I'm not sure. I will know in a second when I do the head count. I am going to say one thing before I go into this. What I've noticed is that there's a lack of black faces as well. If you're African American, you may want to note that. Edmonton has a larger African American population per capita than almost anywhere else on the prairies. So this bigotry seems to be mostly of the East Indian variety. But anyway, let's just go into this Best Buy. I'm noticing a trend, a lot of East Indian faces in all of these stores. Let's just see if this continues. And of course, you know, woke sign, because we all know who is somebody from Geek Squad. Look at that, a guy from Geek Squad, not Indian, not white, black, but again, 1 for 1 so far, non-white faces. Let's continue. Come on in. And do a quick panorama. And the camera's going on. Okay, this is me exiting the store. Okay, wasn't quite as bad as in this store as it was elsewhere. There was a single African American employee in the Geek Squad. 8 for 13. Not as bad as some of the others, but still, you know, awfully dark. And keep in mind, one of those 8 was actually African American, which makes 3 total for all of Best Buy. Yep, gonna head back to the car, and then we're gonna head off because I still got 2 more, possibly 3, because there might be one in Spruce Grove as well. That might be a bit of a drive. But yeah, this concludes the one downtown. By the way, we're almost right dead smack in the middle of rush hour right now. So yeah, I'm kind of keen to be getting out of downtown Edmonton at this point. Yep, pretty sure I know where this next one is going to be, but I'll let you know when I get there. Thanks. Okay, this is Best Buy Skyview. Timestamp, again, August 17th, 5:21 p.m. Again, right, just get all of these timestamp things out of the way so that I can prove that I was actually where I said I was at the time I said I was. That's the Best Buy. This is Best Buy Skyview. Gonna do the same routine again. Walk in. I'm thinking this place is not again. Downtown wasn't quite as big as Clearview. I think this place is going to be somewhere in between South Ed Common and Clearview, just based on the size of it. Again, right, this is Skyview Center. I've been driven by this particular location a number of times over the years, but I've never actually gone inside, probably because it's way the hell out of my way. And also, you know, honestly, the times that I have gone into Best Buy, the one in South Ed Common was much closer. Although, again, right, I'm probably going to be switching over to the Source or something else after the way I've seen, just based on the 4 stores that I've been in so far. I'm not expecting anything different here. Again, though, gonna do the usual walk around and then walk to the store, walk in, film it, turn the camera off, do a walkthrough, and then turn the camera on as I'm going out. All right, so here we go. All right, so yeah, on the outskirts of Skyview Center. Again, I have never, ever stopped at this particular locale for any reason. However, I have had to go down the street, stop down the street, and I have actually used that Starbucks once, I think. Just once. Not really a high crime neighborhood, this one, so it shouldn't. Like, I will point out something about the downtown one. The downtown one actually had a tactical security guard, and I think it maybe had been somebody that I had worked with at another company before. And here's the really good part about what's currently going on. Here's another curious thing. They don't have the everybody's welcome one at this one. Okay, so yeah, here I am. I'm walking in. Been around, and I'm turning. Okay. Well, this one has to probably be the least bigoted of the bunch so far. 5 of 10. Literal, and this is phenomenal. Like, I mean, of all you would consider, given the reputation, that there be more of them. Actual Asians, not Indian Asians. I think there were only like 2 of them, but there were 5 of 10 non-white, which is actually makes this particular, the Skyview Best Buy, it makes the Skyview Best Buy the least bigoted of the lot so far. I guess that not every place is bought into it, but yeah, not particularly good. Yeah, there we go, Skyview and everything. Okay, so there's the only one left is the one on Stony Plain. All right, yeah, 5:33 p.m. All right, I'm headed for the one on Stony Plain now. Again, right, still at the Skyview Mall, Skyview Center. There's the newspaper for today. There's the Best Buy. There's the newspaper. Headed over to the Stony Plain Best Buy. Can't remember the name of the mall right now, but I will remember it when I get there. Very close to the end of the day. There isn't one out in Spruce Grove, so that will be the last stop. Then I can start doing the math. Okay, so it is 5:57 Mountain Time, obviously. Again, here's the newspaper. Yeah, the last one. I have a feeling this is going to be the second largest one of the bunch, but you never really know. It's maybe just a tad bit too soon to to be saying that this is that there's open and blatant racism happening within Best Buy, even in Canada at this point. But based upon the fact that I've hit 5 of the 6 stores in Edmonton, and literally all but one of them basically had an East Indian non-white majority in a city that is quite clearly Caucasian majority, is kind of disturbing. The last one I went to wasn't quite so bad. I don't know about this one. Again, the one in South Ed Common is probably the biggest one of the bunch. Again, right, I will, it's sweltering. It's 31 degrees out right now. So, I mean, what I'm going to do, again, step out, run my camera around to prove to you that I am where I say I am. You've already seen the timestamp and the newspaper article. Get to the door, flash it around, put it back in my pocket, walk around the store again, and just basically do a head count, come back out. And then we can kind of reach some conclusions, although it's going to take something of a miracle now for racism to not be part of the equation when it comes at least to the Edmonton area of Best Buy. I don't know what it's going to be like in Calgary. I don't know whether I'm going to be going down to Calgary or not, but I suspect that I will be. Yeah, stay tuned. Stepping out of the car right now. This is not Mayfield Common, this is West Point, but West Point is actually part of Mayfield Common. I'm speaking from direct personal experience when I do that, say that. Larger and probably safer than Clairview. So yeah, anyway, here we go, walking up to the door. I can already see everybody welcome with the rainbow. The only store that didn't have that was the one that I was just at. Right, based upon the size of this place, I'm going to say it's maybe slight. It's gonna be the second biggest store. Might even be larger than South Ed Common. I don't think so though. But yeah, there's gonna be, oh, look at that. There's already one employee and he's not white. How about that? So, yep, here we go. Walking into the store. Before we walk into the store, though, I just want to, I don't recall people not being allowed to go in stores in recent memory because of their sexual orientation. Anyway, I'm in the store. Yeah, this place is huge. Okay, there we go. Gina 21. Okay, so yeah, I'm out of the Best Buy here in Mayfield Commons / Stony Plain. Absolutely the worst of the bunch. 17 of 21 employees, non-white. The one significant one is that there was a manager, there was a couple people behind. It was absolutely the worst of the bunch in terms of bigotry and racism. Yeah, if they were making an attempt to try, I mean, I kind of figured this was going to be the case. What I didn't figure that it was going to end on such a, like, this place is absolutely the worst of the bunch. Oh, wait. 18 and 22. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's not quite as big as South Ed Common, but it is the second biggest store. So, yeah, there you go. All right. Timestamp. 6:08 p.m. Again, let's bring up the newspaper to reinforce the date so that they can't claim that I'm not doing what I'm doing it in. Thursday, August 17th. Yep. All right. I'm going to turn the clock. I'm going to turn this off now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do a little bit of math and do a little bit of research into the demographics before I reach my conclusions. Okay, this is the recorded version of the thing. So yeah, I spent the entire afternoon, probably about I'm guessing probably anywhere between 3.5 to 5 hours driving around today. Non-whites in Best Buy compose 68.3% of the demographics inside all of the Best Buys combined in the city, with just over, basically what I counted as just over 100 employees at the 6 Best Buys. Now, of the employees on the floor, I'm going to guess a solid majority of the, and this might explain why it doesn't excuse it, but it does explain why it is that they maybe were trying to promote non-whites into management positions. Of the whites that I saw walking the floor, a large proportion of them were management. Just thought I'd throw that out for you. That maybe explains why they engaged in such openly racist policies like this. But I mean, it does not explain the disproportionate level of hiring. In particular, people of Indian descent probably make up, if I were to guess, a solid 50 to 60%, 50 to 55 probably, of the total number of employees that I saw out on the floor. That is clear bigotry. It is nepotism. Probably not all that surprising for those of you who know what the East Indian community can be like. But again, right, don't know what it's going to be like if I decide to go down to Calgary, but I did finish my survey of Edmonton today, and as much as I hate to say it, and it's not an indication of any other area or province inside Canada, but I have a feeling it might be. I mean, I would have to go to Toronto, and then I'd have to go to Vancouver, and I'd have to go to all of these other various places to actually do a proper survey, and I haven't got that kind of time or money. I do perhaps have time to go down to Calgary, and I might, but the situation, if I were to project out based on the numbers I'm seeing in Edmonton, if they hold for Best Buy Canada, then you have a clear case of racism against whites. And again, this has been something that's been ongoing. I don't understand. I'm not white myself, which is probably one of the reasons why I'm able to get away with this. But the whole situation is, I mean, like, again, right? If what is going on in Edmonton is a projection for what's going on in Canada as entirely, then you do have a case of racism. If you happen to, again, right, I'm not sure what's going to have to happen around this, but I mean, if you're white, and specifically if you're a white male, it might just be time, because I have a aching suspicion that it's not. I think Best Buy is just the tip of a rather ugly iceberg. There's another place that I have been in the last few months. I've also noticed a distinct lack of white faces in there, and that would be Staples, but I haven't actually dived into the store to have a look. But some very disturbed. This is rather disturbing. I haven't seen this at Walmart. I haven't seen this at some other places. So it's obviously not this white racism is not directed. Is not the go-to de facto position of every single corporation in North America at the point. But here's the thing, right? if you're a young white male looking to get into a corporate job or just looking for a job for the summer or whatever, I hate to have to say this, but I mean, again, it's difficult to say from just one section of stores in one city and one time in one place. But I mean, like, if this is an example of what's going on, I mean, yeah, you're going to have to start to seriously consider the possibility that you're literally being discriminated against because of your race. And for the whites out there, unless you actively participated in slavery yourself, unless you've owned slaves, once you've proceeded out of adolescence and you've grown up as an adult and you have not knowingly acted prejudicially, like, I mean, doing something when you're 8 is a whole hell of a lot different than doing something when you're, say, 22. Right? If you've not been knowingly prejudicial towards African Americans or Indians or Asians or whatever, like what somebody else did now that they're dead is not something that you need to be feeling guilty over. You yourself didn't do those things. All right? So, yeah. More fuel for the fire. I will likely be sending all of this off to O'Keefe Media Group to do with what they want to do with. Again, right, my conclusions are my own, but I mean, like I say, I took the time, I took the afternoon, went out when it was 31 degrees Celsius and baked and sweated my fucking ass off. Like, I've consumed nearly 2 liters of water today to get this done, but I did. So yeah, thanks for if you went all the way through and came into the conclusion, thanks for listening to me, and I will see you on the next one. Hey everybody. So yeah, this is day 2 of my my adventure. I just happened to be going through Red Deer just as the store is about to open. So instead of driving all the way through to Calgary, I decided to go all the way. Here's the timestamp just to confirm. And the newspaper for today, the Edmonton Sun. So yeah, Sunday, August 20th. About 11:15 in the morning. Yeah, it's about 11:15 in the morning. Again, right, I am in Red Deer. Same pattern as before. I'm going to step out. I want to circle the car to confirm that I'm actually in Red Deer. Walk up, go inside, zoom the camera around, and then I'm just going to take a quick walk around the store, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. A head count. So yeah, here we go. One thing I will point out about Red Deer, as opposed to some of the other places that in Alberta, Red Deer has been commonly nicknamed Redneck Alberta. And it's called Redneck Alberta for a very specific reason. If this store has a very strong, this store turns into Browntown, I think probably more than any other store in the entirety of Alberta. If this one has a disproportionately large number of, say, East Indians in it or something like that, that is going to indicate clear racism, because Red Deer is pretty fucking white. Like, it's like, yeah, its nickname is Redneck Alberta. That gives you an idea of the type of racial demographics that exist in this town. But yeah, here, let me just walk inside and I'll just take a quick look here. Here I am coming up to the door. First thing about the door is that there's nobody. There's not that everybody welcome. Okay, I'm inside.
Okay, this is me leaving.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Okay, so this was as expected, this particular store. Again, right, I'm just going to say this, man. Again, the nickname for Red Deer, Alberta is Redneck, Alberta. I walked into the store, it's 5 of 16 non-whites. So this particular store, and again, I'm just gonna flow around here so that you know that I was actually in Red Deer. So yeah, Red Deer, as I was kind of expecting, given its racial demographics. Not particularly racist. You're still 5 of 16. Is still probably larger than the population. That's going to be my guess. But yeah, I did actually get a multi-hub because I did need one. Probably the last thing I'm ever going to be getting from Best Buy. Forgive me, those of you who saw me, who heard me confess to that, but it's probably the last thing I'm ever going to be getting at a Best Buy. I'm going to be headed off to Calgary now. Yep. Yeah, that concludes. I just happened to be driving through Red Deer just as the store opened. So yeah, here I am. I'll talk to you again when I get to Calgary. Yep. Hey, so I am currently at the Best Buy here. I don't know what the name of this mall is, but we are in the far south side of. There's today's paper. Hide your face, by the way. I got it. Yep. So I'm gonna the same thing as usual. I'm gonna walk around to prove that I am where I am. I'm gonna walk up to the door, go in, record myself going in, and then the camera's going off. Yep. Just to prove where I am where I am. I'm gonna walk outside now, and we're gonna get this done. Okay, so here I am. You need to stay out of the shot, by the way. Stay out of the shot.
Or should do this.
You could do that. I'm not. Okay. By the way, folks, if you're looking for electronic components on a place that doesn't engage in race-based hiring, I'm going to recommend that one. All right. All right, now I'm going to walk up to the door here. Judging from the size of this place, I'm going to say there's probably about 20 or so employees walking the floor. Yeah, I've been to a few of these now. I can kind of judge from the size. Doesn't look like it's as big as the one in South Ed Common, but you never know. So yeah, here I am walking up to the front. Yeah, just wait for me outside. Did you lock the door? Oh, no, don't worry. I'm not too worried about it. I'm not going to be in there for very long. So, yeah, here I am. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so I walked out of that one. I counted 11 for 16.
No, it is a Sunday.
It is a Sunday, but it was about the amount of people I was with, maybe a little bit less. It was looking for a bit there when I walked in, and it was going to be like that store in North Edmonton where I was like 50%, and then right at the very end, that's when I started noticing it, mostly in customer service and up at the front. 11 for 16 is about the average for this group. So again, I'm gonna go back to the car, we're gonna timestamp, and then we're gonna get on to the next place here. So far, don't know what the percentage is on 11 for 16. If you want to like maybe use your calculator on that. Yeah, that's about right for keep in mind though that it wasn't exclusively it wasn't just exclusively Indians like it is in Edmonton. Again, we've only done one store so far. Sorry, two if you count Red Deer. So yeah, kind of hard to tell at this point. So yep, hide your face for a second, throw up the newspaper. Other side. Okay, here we go. There's the timestamp again. And there's the timestamp, 3:14, and we're on to the next store. Okay, we are at the Best Buy at Deerfoot Meadows. Timestamp is 3:50 p.m. on Sunday, August 20th. As always, there's the Edmonton Sun for the day. We're gonna get out of the vehicle now, and we're gonna, you can put the paper down. We're gonna, of course, run the camera around to prove that we are where we say we are. Okay. Yeah, there's the mall, there's the IKEA. Okay, now we're gonna walk up towards I'm guessing this is bigger than the one down near Fish Creek. I'm gonna guess there's gonna be over 20 employees in this one. One of the things that I'm noticing right away is that all of the Edmonton stores had that rainbow everyone welcome. Oh wait, nope, there it is. This is the first one of those stores here that's got it. Just give me a second here. Walking inside. Yeah, okay, I'm here. Okay, camera's going. Okay. Oh fuck, that's 18 of 24. It's one of the worst. Other than the one at Southwood Common. Oh, I counted 18 of 24. I think we're over this way. 18 of 24. Probably the second biggest store we've been in. Again, I'm going to just flash around here. We're at Deerfoot Meadows. Yeah, and here we go, flashing around once again here. Yep, Deerfoot Meadows, 18 of 24. Like, that's a huge number. So yeah, we're off to the next store. Not quite as bad as Southwood Common, but this is the second biggest store. Yep, that's it for this one. We're on to the next one. Okay, I am at the Signal Hill Best Buy right over there. As always, it keeps falling down here on Rearson. It is now 4:14 on Sunday, August 20th. Again, there's the double timestamp. Same procedure as before. I restart the vehicle to roll up the window, which is not the same procedure as before. There we go. Now the vehicle goes off. Yeah, same procedure. I walk out of the vehicle. I walk around to confirm that I am where I am. I walk up to the door, go inside, and yeah, and then the phone goes off. We do a head count, and then we come back in. I will point out, and Rusin and I were discussing this as we've been going along. Unlike Edmonton, the stores in Calgary are not white majority for the most part, but there is one distinct difference between Best Buy in Calgary and Best Buy in Edmonton, at least so far. While it is still majority brown town, what is the case here in Calgary is that it's not just East Indians that are getting hired, it's a wide variety, so it's more quote-unquote diverse. So I don't think it's quite as blatantly racist as it is saying up in Edmonton. But you know, at the end of when we finish the last video on this, we are going to do an ethnic breakdown of Calgary, and I think you'll notice that. I mean, it's still like the last story we went into was pretty discriminatory. I don't know how bad this one's going to be. I will say this: there's still a distinctly larger, disproportionately numbered people of East Indian descent in the store so far, although it's not as bad as Edmonton. But again, we'll see what this particular store is like, and we are getting out of the vehicle right now. Oop. Right, here we go. This is actually a very nice, airy. There's a Cineplex off in the distance there. Very open air kind of place. Not a bad mall. Not particularly busy, this place, although I've been told that it can get busier. But yeah, I don't know the exact name of the place. I'm just calling it Signal Hill. Yeah, okay, we're gonna walk towards the door again. There's an empty space over there. I don't know what used to be there, but it's not there any longer. Yeah, Mark's, kind of weird how Mark's is always in these particular. Oh, there's one guy walking out right now. That's 1 for 1 so far. Okay, hold on a second here. Yeah, there's the everyone welcome sign. Okay, I am going to get back in my. Yeah, well, yeah, we're here. Let me know what you're looking for. Hi, I'll let you know. Thanks. And walking out. Okay, there we go. Good. Again, though, well, actually, no, this store did have a disproportionately large number of East Indians working in it. There is still a disproportionately large number of East Indians working in every single store so far, although again, they're not as bad as the ones in Edmonton. However, right, yeah, 11 for 14. Not a good ratio. It's never really been a good ratio, but you know what? This is kind of what I was expecting. All right, just hold up the newspaper again. All right, there's the timestamp there. There's the timestamp there. Yep, and we're on to the next one. Okay, we are at Calgary Mount Royal, which is the one close to downtown. I had to find, it was a little bit of a challenge finding parking, so yeah. Camera's going off as soon as I finish this. So the time for this one is 4:39 on Sunday, August 20th. Once again, there's the double timestamp. Yeah, we're going to get out of the vehicle and we're going to walk over, and before I walk in, then I will, I'll turn the camera back on because I don't want to walk a whole block carrying this camera. So that's it for now. We're exiting the car. Okay, so that's 2 for 3. Okay, so this is Mount Royal once again. Yeah, because we have to do take 2 because I forgot to have the camera on record. So yeah, just so we let you know, this one is right close to downtown. In fact, this is probably one of my favorite neighborhoods to be in, right? 8th Street, 17th Avenue. Yeah, it's right up there. Okay. Okay, this time I didn't forget to run the camera this time. So, yep. So yeah, as you can see, there's a nice escalator going up here. It's actually look. It's a good neighborhood. They're probably doing a brisk business in this small mall. I'm in this particular location. See, yeah, there we go. And we're going in. Hello. Okay, let me know what you're looking for. Thanks. Okay, so I did that story. It's 11 for 14. It's a good location. They must be doing quite nicely in there. It's not bad. It's about average for most of the stores here. But again, we still got 3 more to hit, so we'll see. Okay, folks, we are at the Best Buy in North Hills Mall. Northland Mall. That's the Best Buy off in the distance. It looks like it's going to be one of the bigger ones. Time is 5:17, August 20th. There's the there's the other timestamp. Yep. So we're going to get out of the vehicle. I'm going to do a panorama as per usual to demonstrate that we are actually where we say we are. Because somebody might try to claim, oh, well, you weren't at the place you say we were. Well, yeah, actually we were. So we are getting out of the vehicle right now. See, apparently, this bridge has made it on Japanese TV for being not particularly structurally sound. So yeah, we're walking around here. I'm going to go over and take a quick look at the sign. Yep, so it's Northland Village. I'm gonna zoom in on it. There we go. And let's rock towards the Best Buy now. So yeah, it's a bit of a walk. We had to park near the back on this one. So yeah, here we go. Apparently they were shooting some parts of The Last of Us up in this particular area. And there's a lot of, as you can see, there's a lot of construction going on around here. This might be the biggest Best Buy I've gone into. We won't know. Oh, look at that. There's a Best Buy employee that's 1 for 1 so far. But yep, here we go. We're walking in. We're walking in here. Here's another difference between this Edmonton and Calgary. That sign there, everyone is welcome, that does not appear on every store in Calgary. It does in Edmonton. So yeah, here we go. Okay, let me know what you're looking for here and then we'll get going. Yeah. See, look, yeah, look, we're here. Believe us this time? Yeah, we're gonna keep looking around. Thanks guys for everything. So yeah. $20 for $26. No, sorry. Turns out that guy's not in. Oop. Turns out that guy's 19 for 25. That's 76%. That's about par for the course. And there's a lot of East Indians in this particular store. So, yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of East Indians. Funny, isn't it, how with rare exceptions, it's the bigger stores that seem to have the most discriminatory racial hiring policies.
Well, again, I mean, it could also come down to who's actually applying.
That's true as well. But again, right, maybe the reason whites are applying is because they're being told that whites aren't being allowed to apply here. So, yeah, well, at this point, you pretty much know what my vehicle looks like anyway, but you know what? That will be it for now. Getting inside the vehicle, and we're going to the last store in Calgary. Yep. I will resolve my conclusions until after we've hit the last store. Okay, so this is the last one. As you can see, it's actually kind of small compared to some of the other ones. The timestamp on this one is 5:46. We are not going to get to every single store in Calgary. I suspect this one's actually going to be kind of small. Here we go with the timestamp. There we go. Double to confirm. So yeah, good luck trying to dismiss this on the claim that we didn't actually we didn't go in on the day that we said we went in. Yep, we're just gonna, like I say, I'm gonna just do the standard where I run the camera around to prove that we are actually where we say we are, and then we're gonna go in and yep, and that will be it for today. So here we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so yeah, Beacon Hill Mall, as you can clearly see, it looks very much like a suburban mall, to be honest with you. It's got a nice view up here. Having to imagine that there's not a huge amount of crime, like in proportion to some of the other malls that I've been to, like say the one downtown, for instance. So yeah, here we go. Walking up to the door. Yeah, this one's gonna be really quick. Like I'm figuring we're probably gonna be in and out of this one in a couple of minutes. Yeah, it's nice quick end of the day, and then we're gonna go have a victory dinner for a undercover assignment done well. All right, there's not an everybody welcome sign here. I suspect there's maybe about 6 to 8 employees tops in this place, maybe even fewer than that. Oh wow. Okay, we're here. Okay, we're done here. Walking out. 4 of 5. It should be duly noted, though, that one of the 4 is actually one of the very rare African Americans that I've actually seen in this place. But yeah, now we're gonna go back and gonna compile because we're not gonna have time to get to the last store. Anyway, just to confirm that we actually are in the store. So yeah, this concludes our undercover assignment on Best Buy. I suspect that my photo is going to be going into the back of Best Buy if Project Veritas chooses to reveal the information, because we got all the timestamps and everything. Anyway, yep, we're getting in the car. That is it for this particular assignment. Okay, so this is myself and Rearson. Say hello. Hey, how everybody doing? So we have concluded the undercover assignment of doing Best Buys. We hit 6 in Edmonton, 6 in Calgary, and 1 in Red Deer. The first thing that stood out for me was the fact that, of course, given and you'll see it when I do the video. I didn't do the racial demographics of Red Deer, but I mean, it's got the nickname Redneck Alberta, so yeah, you expect a lot of white people, and there was at that particular location. Now, the actual numbers here for Edmonton, it was 69 of 101, or 68.3 non-white. It was 79 of 109 not white in Calgary. But keep in mind, that includes the 5 of 16 in Red Deer that were not white. So yeah, that might skew the results a little bit. What I can tell you is that unlike Edmonton, they don't appear to be hiring exclusive, although there is, I mean, the East Indian population in Calgary is less than 2%, and I can tell you there's definitely more than 2% of...
Here's the breakdown for Red Deer.
Okay, so yeah, that's funny, because there wasn't a whole lot of there was no Filipinos working in the store in Red Deer, at least not that I saw. The whole situation is that again, it wasn't like 55-60% East Indian like it was in Edmonton. They're clear again. There's a number of factors that might be happening here. Whites just might not necessarily be applying, but if whites aren't applying, it's because they're being told that they're not getting accepted. I have run into this with a couple of companies in the past. Okay, so it's kind of difficult to project this out to meet the entire population of North America at this point. What I can conclude from this, although Calgary is not as bad as Edmonton, is that in all likelihood they are using race-based hiring practices, although it's not as, what would be the word, internally racial as it is in, say, in Edmonton. Still a definitive lack of white. Well, no, it's more mixed in Calgary as opposed to Edmonton. Can we say with absolute sincerity that there is race-based hiring with the Best Buy? Well, unless I drive to Vancouver or Saskatoon or Regina and do the same thing all over again, and I really don't have the time or the money to be doing that right now. But the fact that we now have 2 data points to draw from as opposed to 3 says something. The fact that Red Deer, a city with a much stronger white population than, say, Calgary or Edmonton.
Rough off the top of my head, just looking at these numbers, it's about 16 to 18,000 non-white.
Yeah, and I mean, Red Deer has a population of what?
About 100,000.
Yeah, so I mean, the representation in the Red Deer Best Buy is definitely more representative of the actual population. Now, I don't know whether this is but I mean, it's kind of hard to say that this is not a coincidence. This does not fall under the category of coincidence, especially given the fact that Best Buy was recently revealed with their management program excluding white, in particular white males from the program. Does Best Buy in Canada have something in place? Well, if they've got half a brain, they've removed it by now. Very, very clear that if I would be kind of curious to wonder what would be happening down in the U.S. if somebody were to start hitting all the Best Buys there and checking out all the employees on the floor. roughly speaking, a company that is not discriminating on the basis of race, given unless their target is, like, for instance, I have worked for a company where their target, well, they were an Indian native based company and they wanted to hire native based people, although again, right, that's just as illegal, because saying you have a preference for a group is still discriminatory. But the as a general rule, unless they're a internally, like, a company that is definitely trying to promote, like, I mean, I've heard of black-based businesses and so on and so forth, right? Where they try to hire blacks in preference to other races. I mean, that's still illegal, but I mean, I kind of understand that, but that's not, apparently that's not what Best Buy would have done, because that would have been revealed to James O'Keefe when he did his OMG revelation about Best Buy. So yeah, are they discriminating on the basis of race? Yes. Is it entirely, like, for instance, Edmonton was overwhelmingly East Indian. That suggests some nepotism of some kind. Whereas Calgary just seems to be hiring whomever, and the manager, the HR people, or the people who are doing the hiring for Best Buy, maybe subconsciously are choosing to hire non-whites because of some perceived advantage. Again, right, I had lunch with a couple of white guys earlier today. They don't have $5 skillion and a gold-plated shitter at home.
Damn right I don't.
So that concludes this. This particular Best Buy. The last one I did had 4 of 5, but yeah, more non-white, fewer non-whites, but a bigger ethnic mix than Edmonton. I am going to hand this off to Rearson, and Rearson is going to echo his opinions on this, and then we are going to go have a victory dinner, and then we're going to be doing I won't call it an emergency episode, but a special episode just on this particular story. So, Rearson, I'm going to hand the microphone over to you.
Well, first off, I'm going to say it was nice to see Naroki face to face. It's been a few years now.
Oh, it's been over a year. It's been probably over a year.
Yeah, long enough. Anyway, well, that reminds me, I've got a book I have to give you as well too. Yeah. Anyway, it's been nice traipsing around some old stomping grounds, and well, even for Naroki to go down, to have a trip down memory lane when we were on the one on 17th Avenue. Anyway, I rarely shop at Best Buy to begin with anyway. I mean, I remember when they bought Future Shop and they ended up shutting down that chain entirely, so I still have a bit of a beef with that. And while I'm not directly affected by all of this, it really is a case to me of whatever. I don't disagree with what we've done here, but I assure you that it's probably going to be another year or two at least before I'm going to step into another Best Buy, assuming that they don't change. If they don't change, well, I won't stop in at all. I'll just go to my old employer, but I won't mention that at this point in time right now. If we had more time, we would have hit the last one. I expect it probably would be about the same. Actually, it probably would be worse in terms of demographics, because that's typically kind of the brown town of Calgary anyway, which is the northeast. They're not that far away from Rundle and Temple, and those are really known for the East Indian population more specifically. I might imagine West Asian and Middle Eastern would certainly qualify in there as well too. So that's all I got to say. This was fun.
Yeah, it was. One final conclusion on this, and this is a bigger projection out, because you heard me throw other companies around here. Like, is this just Best Buy, or was Best Buy just not stupid enough to get caught? All right. Now, as it turns out, Liberty Mutual also has the same management trainer. So more than there's a very strong possibility that Liberty Mutual is facing some fallout. I've been over to their Twitter page. They are facing some fallout from this as well. Fortunately, it's not falling directly on them. So I suspect that they are probably going to be removing the racial restrictions on their management training program ASAP because they don't want it falling directly on them. The company itself that came up with this management training program, they are going to be watched extremely carefully. If they try to pull a stunt like that, any company that gets hired by them is going to be watched extremely carefully. Assuming this company even exists in less than a year, because again, right, while I can't say this specifically, while the anti-white racism hasn't reached critical mass yet, it is going, I mean, yeah, the attempts to make whites feel guilty because somebody 150 years ago,
Fuck you, all of you.
because 150 years ago may have fucking owned slaves or whatever, or participated in something or whatever, or was like, I mean, yeah, no, that's not going to that's starting to wear thin, and it's starting to wear really thin. The other thing about this is that, I mean, at the same time, I'm also seeing a rise in like actual white supremacists, and trust me, they are just as stupid as the people on the left, but in a different way. Yeah, so I can after doing a second day of investigation on this, I can fairly safely say that, yeah, Best Buy, at least, well, having done it in two areas, you know, it's a lot harder to dismiss, but it's basically, you know, trying to remember the law, but it's law that applies here. But I mean, you know, if it's in two areas, then it's getting beyond just a coincidence. Like I said, if OMG decides to run this, and they might, because I've taken the necessary precautions for them to not run this. You know, people are going to start going. Hopefully, people might start going into other Best Buys and other urban areas and doing the same sort of thing. Best Buy is, I don't know what's going to land as hard on Best Buy as it landed on Bud Light or Target. By the way, Target recently backed off. They're burying all of they're taking, we will be covering that on Wednesday, by the way.
Oh. Sorry, one thing I do want to say. I think in terms of that all are welcome sign, you know, including the pedal colors, that guy that greeted us at Northland Mall didn't exactly seem that he was all that masculine.
Well, I mean, if he, I don't really care if he's gay or not.
I'm just saying, you were commenting that some do, some don't, and that'll have to come down to the staff.
That might come down to the staff. Like this one had it, for instance. This one didn't have it. Sorry. Yeah. But some of them did. Some of them didn't. Almost all, like literally all of them did in Edmonton, which isn't all that surprising considering the demographics of what they were hiring in Edmonton as opposed to what they're doing in Calgary. But again, right, have to conclude this here because I'm getting hungry. Yep, they're definitely using race-based hiring policies in the province of Alberta. Red Deer, I think Red Deer can be excluded from that, but Edmonton and Calgary are definitely at least on some subconscious level. And again, the next question comes up is how many other companies are doing this and haven't been caught? This is Naroki 5. like, subscribe, and I will talk to you later.